Hey, I'm Suzanne.
And I'm Annie.
And we have 111 years experience. And today we were talking about what we're going to talk about.
We were discussing possible topics for today's...
And we had a question that came up.
Yay, we had a question!
So, yay for questions!
Thank you, superfan Brenda Wiles. We appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. She asked this question, how on earth did you meet your husband?
Yeah, I think probably because... You were talking about he was from New York.
Yeah.
Or New Jersey.
From New Jersey.
You're from Indiana. It's
and
like,
I'm from Indiana.
How does that happen?
And how does that happen? Well,
so explain.
Okay. So I was in college and he had just finished college. And he went to college from Indiana Tech University in Fort Wayne. So he went from New Jersey and then drove out to Indiana.
Isn't that funny? Of all the places that he could have gone to college.
But he said he really wanted to be a person and not a number.
Oh,
because
smart,
he had actually checked out a few colleges and they were so big that he was just like, I want to be able to feel like I know people and they know me and I just really want that experience. And so that's what he did. And
what's the name of it? Indiana Tech?
Indiana Tech.
Okay.
And so he graduated from Indiana Tech. And it was about, I don't know, maybe like 6 months after he graduated from college.
Okay.
We were at a volleyball game. And there was a bunch of single people that got together to play volleyball.
Where was this volleyball game?
It was at a local high school. One of the local high schools there in Fort Wayne. And we're playing, and I really hadn't noticed him at all. Like, he had not separated himself so that I noticed him at all. And
I didn't know this story, so I'm going to laugh all the way through it.
I don't know if you're familiar, but they call it an Australian serve when you throw it up in the air and then you
smack it.
And then they run and hit it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so like they throw it up in the air and then they run and hit it.
Yeah.
So they kind of toss it out and then run and hit it.
Yeah.
Well, he did that, and when he hit it, it went zoom right into the back of my head, and I was down. I was down for the count. Like, it knocked me out.
Like, it really did knock you out.
Like, I was seeing stars. I was like seeing butterflies, birds, stars,
going
everything.
Your head?
Yes, just like a cartoon.
Like Sylvester.
and I opened I remember kind of like.
What's going on?
Opened my eyes, and there were the biggest, brownest eyes I'd ever seen. And I was like, well, hello.
Fancy meeting you here, and I'm laying here on the ground.
You know, it was, yes. And it was instant, like, I was like, well, hello, you know. Hi. I really hadn't noticed him up until that point. And and it was after the volleyball thing was over, all the people were going over to Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut back in the day.
Oh.
And he was like, well, let me take you over here to Pizza Hut. And I was like...
Because he was feeling really guilty.
He was, let me make it up to you. Yeah, right. I'm going to make it up to you. Let me take you to Pizza Hut, all right? And I was like, sure. So we sat and talked. And we had our little garlic bread pizza and Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi, or Diet Cokes, Diet Pepsis, whatever.
Yeah.
And had our little... thing. And then my friends had left. And so he drove me back to my college.
They just left you.
Well, it was a different time.
They're like, well, they're getting along. We're out. We'll see you later.
I remember.
Did they even tell you they were leaving?
Yes. And they were like, so they came over and
deserted
said,
you.
My friend Kathy was like, so I'm guessing that you're probably going to drive her back to school. And can you drive her back to school and drop her off? Mm-hmm. And he's like, yeah, I could do that. And we also all lived in Fort Wayne, but we didn't live in the same part of Fort Wayne. Like, my school was on one side, and there where they went to school, my friends went to school, was in the other side of town. And so and he lived past where I lived. So like, as it worked out, he had to go by my school to go home.
That was convenient.
Yes. And so anyway, he dropped me off, and it was just like, I was like, what just happened?
This dude knocks me out.
He knocked me out. But we were just like, I think it was just like from that moment on, I was just like, okay, you know, just we saw each other every day, and then, you know, we started really seeing each other and dating and all that kind of stuff. And we had it was such a good little special time. Mm-hmm. And oh man, it was so good. So good. So, but I will say this, we never did anything in the usual order. He got transferred, his company transferred him to Michigan after we'd been together for about a year and a half. And I'm going to say, no, probably not even that long. It was probably about a year. And when they transferred to Michigan, I went with them. And so we wound up getting married in Michigan. We had our oldest son in Michigan, and we had bought a tiny little house in Michigan. And so we lived there for a couple years, I think 4 years, and then moved back to Indiana in the Fort Wayne area and lived in that area for 3 or 4 years, and then eventually found our way in 99 to Tennessee. So that's kind of the short story of it. But no, it was fabulous. It's a great story to tell the kids too, that, you know, he knocked me out. He really did knock me off my feet.
He knocked you off your feet.
It's funny too, because like he was from the East Coast and I'd never been to New Jersey or New York. I mean, I'm from the middle of the cornfields in Indiana, like literally the middle of a cornfield. Yeah. Like that's where that's
where you grew up.
That's where I grew up. So like we were complete opposites in so many ways. But it just seemed like we really complimented each other. And so like after a while we both kind of figured out, okay, yeah, this is great. Good chemistry, as they say. Good chemistry. Yeah.
Yeah. Your personalities complement.
Personalities really complement each other. And even like now we like to fuss at each other, just like every couple does. But ultimately, our personalities go really well together. Yeah. So, how about you? How did you meet Greg?
Well, he's not from here either. He's from Georgia.
Okay.
And so I'm from Triune out in the country. And we were both in band. And he was like a really good baritone player in Georgia. He was always first chair. He has like 50 medals over there on the wall of all the stuff he won. So he was kind of come to MTSU because I'm like, why would you want to go there? Because it was the same for me. We always went to band camp there. So you kind of already felt like you knew, like we already knew where to go to eat. We knew where the music building was. We knew our way.
There was a familiarity to it.
Around the campus because we'd been there.
Yeah,
he'd been there 4 years. I'd been there 3. So I didn't go to band camp that first year. But so the first semester was in '84, and I was still with my high school boyfriend because he was in band. So we really didn't even. I mean, I kind of knew who he was. I mean, he was like the guy that had the solo for the baritones in one of our songs. I forgot which one. I think it was Endless Love, but I could be wrong. But anyway, so, I was in the guard and I was twirling the flag, and he was a low brass in the low brass section. So that first semester really didn't
cross each other's paths that
much. Not
much.
really. And you would think, I mean, our band only probably had 120 members. It wasn't like it is now. Like it's like 300 people in that band. There's so many people in that band now. But it was smaller. Everybody knew everybody, So we knew. So I knew him, but I didn't hang out with him or anything. I would go to lunch with that group. There was always a group in the music building. They used to have a lobby, and people would just gather in the lobby and say, "Who wants to go eat?" I'd be like, "I'll go."
Yeah.
So there'd just be a big wad of us that would just go to the. We'd go to the cafeteria over at High Rise, and we'd eat lunch, and then just kind of hang out that way. So group, we'd just move in a mob.
Sure.
But other than that, and then the next semester, I pledged Delta Omicron, which was the music fraternity for men and women.
Okay. And
he pledged Phi Mu Alpha, which is a music fraternity for me. They're professional music fraternities. So we were both pledges. So Phi Mu Alpha and Delta Omicron did stuff together sometimes,
Okay.
So I kind of got to know him a little bit then. The boyfriend did not come back in the spring semester. So I was, for the very first time, I didn't have a boyfriend. And I was like, oh, well, let's just see what this is about. Because I'd had a boyfriend all through high school.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All through high school. So to not have a boyfriend was like, well, let's just see what's going on here. Okay, we'll just go on this date and that date. And so I, dated several guys that I was like, I can't believe all these people want to go out with me. I'm like, what? So, and he was one of the ones I went out with, and we were like, okay, I like this, but he was just, I don't know, he's a little cocky. And I was like, I don't know, maybe not. So we just kind of went and just didn't, but there was something about him. I dated this other guy during the summer at home,
Yeah.
but I just kept thinking about him. I was like, I don't know about him. I don't know about him. I'm not sure about him. And he was just kind of in the back of my mind, kind of rattling around in there. I thought, well, he's kind of a jerk. I don't know. I don't know. So when we got back, it was like, oh, well, hey. Oh, there you are. Hey, what's going on? And so then we started kind of flirting with each other.
Oh, okay.
So in the fall of '85, and it's so funny because in the drill, that's like all the places that you move on the field.
Yeah.
We ended up like this. I was in front of him the entire show. We moved around the field like this. He was behind me the whole time. And he was like, I like that view. So yeah, that's kind of how we.
For me, it was the brown eyes. For him, it was the view.
It was the view. It was that rear view. And then it was funny because we had a music library where they kept recordings of like records and tapes.
Recordings. And
Those were the
records.
recordings for us. Like if we had to do a research anything for a class or listen to this piece of music or whatever. So it had a window, and the window is still there because we looked to see if it was still there. So in the old part of the building, it's Saunders Fine Arts, and then the new part is the Wright Music Building, and they're connected. They connected them. So the old Saunders Fine Arts building, it has a big porch, and so he's sitting over on the porch on one of the steps. Well, I didn't have a scholarship my first year because I wasn't a music major, but the second year I was a music major, so then I got a scholarship. So I'm in the music library working my scholarship work, and we're talking to each other through that window.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I don't remember what the conversation was, but I think I said, prove it. And I don't know what, and he come running in there, and that was the first time we really kissed.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and after that, it was on. I was like, okay, I think I get it now.
That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was good. That was funny.
And from that point on, then you guys were like inseparable.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, from that point on.
Ish.
It was like, yeah.
We were, but then like I was having like weird doubts about things.
So you were like having some cold feet about it all. I was like, I don't know, this has got serious real fast. See, I have to say, I was the same way about, I don't know, it's maybe like 3 or 4 weeks after Mike and I started going out. I got cold feet out of nowhere. I was like, wait a minute, this is how happening too fast. I'm like a young person with lots of life to live before I
I'm like, oh,
settle down. She said, I really want to settle down right now. And I was kind of thinking it over, and my best friend said, she said, we've had long talks over many, many, many days.
Yeah.
He ticks a lot of boxes, girl. And she's like, I think you like him a lot, and he really likes you, so let's just say let it stew, as she said. Let it stew. And
see, I didn't have a Kathy telling me that.
Yeah, well, see, I'm telling you.
I had my mom
she was like,
well, why are you being so serious about him? You don't have to just date
she
them
was
all.
Like,
she was like, just date them all.
Just give it a little bit of time and see how you feel.
You don't have to settle down to one person. What are you doing? So I was like, well, all right. Well, he didn't like that.
I bet not.
He didn't like that.
It's funny to say this, too.
So we were a little back and forth for a little while. But it was my mama that put that seed in my head.
I think, though, too, like, I will say this, though. There was a point in it, I'm going to say probably after about 2 or 3 months, where it was just like, this is it. This is great. I'm very happy. He's fabulous. I mean, like, come on. How am I going to upgrade? I couldn't. There's no way. We get along so well.
It took me a little bit longer, but
there was kind of a point there where I just kind of decided on it. I was kind of like, yes. Okay.
Well, she finally said, because I was kind of going back and forth, and he was just like, wow. But
You were driving him crazy.
I don't blame him. But at the same time, I was like, but I don't know.
Yeah.
And she said, well, which one? She said, you just have to ask yourself, which one is the one you can't live without?
True.
And I went, oh.
Well,
I don't know. Let me think about it. And so
that's the question.
I decided he was the one I couldn't live without.
I will say that there was a point there where I just didn't want to live without him. I was just like, we're just too good together. Everything is just great. And it's funny to say this, but like when we moved right away.
Right. Yeah.
And we weren't married at that point. So we moved, we were living together. And so we moved to another state. And I can remember saying to him, girlfriends don't move with their boyfriends to other states.
Yeah. Because then what if y'all got,
I said,
mad at each other?
Fiancés move to other states like that. And it was like within 2 weeks he'd asked me. I think he was just waiting for like the sign. What am I supposed to do?
I don't know what to do.
I don't know. What do I do? I want her to come with me, but like, what do I do? And it was like, So at that point we were engaged for a while.
Oh yeah, we were engaged like a year and a half.
Yeah. And then he was so scared to tell anybody in his family.
Oh.
And I was just like, I think it was like maybe quite a long time before he announced that we were engaged.
Really? Y'all were so far away. It was easy to hide you.
It was easy to hide.
He could hide you.
His family knew that we were living together, but like,
That's funny.
And so like, it was just funny. It was just funny. Cause like there was no separating us at that point anyway.
Right,
so
like, you're like, well, here we are.
Yeah, here we are. So this is what, so when we moved to Michigan, that's when right before we moved to Michigan, he asked me to marry him.
Yeah.
And at that point we were engaged for, I think about a year and a half, 2 years before we got married.
Well, he wanted to get married while we were still in college. And I was like, no, I'm not marrying you until I get out of school. I said, I want to have my degree in my hand before I marry anybody.
Yeah.
Because I just I just knew that if I got married that I wouldn't go back.
Oh, that you would stop going to school.
That I'd stop going to school. That I'd have to get a job. And and I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Mm-hmm. So I said, if you really want to marry me, you'll just hang out. And so he did.
Good girl. Good job.
So, but I just had this feeling that wasn't gonna be a thing. That he'd get his degree and I would get mine. Because he graduated before I did because he had a year on me.
Okay.
Because I changed my major and I had to it took me 5 to get out instead of 4.
Okay, makes sense. No, I was happy to leave school and not go back. I was really happy to not do that. I was in a program that was an RN program, registered nurse. And it was a 2-year program because they were so short of nurses at that time.
They're just trying to push you through so
4
fast.
years into 2.
That's awful.
So you had to go year round with like very short breaks for 2 years to get through this program.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't keep up. It was,
like,
I already have some issues. Like I have some, I wouldn't say like a learning disability or anything like that, but I definitely have some auditory processing things and I did great on the floor. I could do anything they asked me to do physically.
They showed you how to do it.
They showed me how to do it. But sitting in a class and learning about pharmacology, microbiology, anatomy and physiology was torturous for me. I have no, that's just not me. Yeah. And I must say, now I would be like, if I was going to counsel her from this point of view, I'd be like, honey, let that go. You are torturing yourself trying to make this happen. When, first of all, I should never been in a program that was a accelerated program. I should have been in a regular program. Do you know what I'm saying?
Like a 4-year,
where I could space it out so I could just focus in on one of those at a time.
Right.
And maybe even get them all done and then go into the parts that were going to be. But you don't know that. No, you just get thrown into these programs and you're just trying to be the little mouse on a wheel and trying to keep up with everything. And I was just not there. Yeah. Just not there. I took a gap year too. So like my 17, I graduated at 17.
Oh, okay.
And then so I worked and lived in an apartment for a year before I went to school.
Oh.
So like that was really good for my brain. Actually, it helped me realize, okay, I can do this adult thing. Yeah. I can do it.
Yeah, because you're having to pay bills and you're working. And
I wasn't perfect. I made a lot of mistakes, but like it was a lot of fun and I really enjoyed having my own place. And I've always been kind of like hard-headed, independent kind of personality. So like I knew that was the kind of things I would enjoy the most about you know, being out on my own kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so I did that for a year and I loved it. But it did help me realize, okay, I need something. I need to do something here. And I was always working as a CNA. And so that's like really popular in that area to go and go into nursing, into the nursing school if you've been a CNA. Like they really push you hard and they offer you all kinds of great things.
The CNA is a
certified nursing assistant. I think they're called nurse techs now.
Oh, okay.
I think, but this is 35 years ago, 30 years ago, 35. Yeah. And they call it, we were CNAs. And we just did all of the, you know, all of the floor work in a nursing home. So like you do all of the feeding, bathing. No.
No needles?
The nurse did that.
Okay.
You can get qualified to do more things. Like you can get qualified to how to take blood, how to pass meds, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, okay.
But for what my job was mostly like bathing people, helping them get dressed, taking them to the bathroom, physical. Yeah. All that physical care. The hard stuff. But it really was, helped me understand that I was really good at physical care. Like more than, and I have my brain has a tendency to be like looking at the different environments that you get put into and being able to kind of weave through that. Well, what's the safest? How can we get from here to there and be safe? And
like your problem solving things is
and because I was exposed to so much medical being in a special ed environment, it paid off in big ways.
Oh, I bet.
I just have a lot more just general knowledge and knowledge about things that I wouldn't have had having not gone through all of that. But is that where I was supposed to end up? No, I think I really was supposed to be with kids. Yeah. So like when it was all said and done, it worked out really good for me.
Yeah.
But I will say this, I was happy to leave that program. I had not done well. I was struggling really bad. It was a big relief. And then we could kind of go to Michigan and started a brand new thing. And I went into nursing homes up there for a while. And then I wound up going into childcare up there. So it really kind of helped me change my perspective from nursing, which is what I'd always done, into, oh, you can do this childcare thing. And oh, God, you know, you're pretty good at that too. And,
I can do this.
Yeah. So that was kind of like the seeds of me getting into the childcare world at that point. Yeah. But
well, I mean, when I first started MTSU, I was a medical technology major.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I loved science. I had really good science teachers in high school, and I took physics and chemistry and biology 1 and biology 2. And
you enjoyed that.
Yeah, I really did. They made it easy. It was, I mean, that was the highest score I got on my ACT. It was science. Because I had such good teachers. So, but when I got to college, it was awful.
Well, it's so funny too, because I mean,
all the science classes I took were terrible.
I always felt like I was a moderately bright person. I wouldn't say I'm the brightest. I wouldn't say I'm I'm somewhere in the middle, but I always felt like, okay, you know, I can figure stuff out. Yeah. College, those classes were torturous.
Yeah. Well, they put us in like one of the MassCom buildings where they had like 200 people in a room. And that's how they weed you out. So they put them in big, gigantic, and were like, you know, memorize all these terms. And I was just like, oh, this is so boring.
I just couldn't do it.
It was horrible.
I just couldn't do it. As my life went on, I realized I'm an active learner. Like anything I learn that I can put some activity to or whatever, I will learn it so much faster. Yeah. Like I'm just a mover and an active learner. Like I'm going to do something. Yeah. I don't want to just sit and listen to people throw things at me. I mean, I can handle it so much better now than I ever could have at 19. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? But also on the other side of it, it's still tough. Like even sitting in a meeting sometimes.
Oh my gosh.
People, if you don't know.
It just goes everywhere.
Oh, my brain is 25 dry. And I'm trying so hard. It takes so much energy. I am strong-arming myself into place. You're going to listen. You're going to do it. This is good.
Write something down. Pay attention.
I'm wind up drawing pictures. I wind up making lists. I am a mover. That much as I have decided that if I'm going to have a job, I need to be moving. I need to have...
I think that's why I was so good at band.
Because it was moving.
Because I was constantly moving to music.
It was a physical and mental.
Easy for me.
Both, but it's a physical and a mental thing together. And that's how, you know, if you're wired for it,
Yeah.
it really.
And you're performing.
And I loved performing.
And I did too.
I always loved performing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was always a big
It
strength.
never
that I
made
had.
me nervous.
No, I
always
enjoyed it.
I loved it so much.
Not to
It
say
made me nervous.
I wouldn't get a little bit of butterflies or something, but like I was. It was.
I never did.
I always
never did.
enjoyed it. I was ready.
So ready to get on
Let's
that field.
go. Let's show them what we can do. Come on, guys. Let's go. I always enjoyed that so much.
Yeah, I just loved it so much. I loved it.
And
I mean, that's why I taught. I mean, I was
Uh-huh.
a garden instructor until I had Cassidy.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's funny to say it, but like I totally get what you mean. I just
Yeah.
did so much better when it was a physical activity for me to do. And I'm still that way. Like,
Yeah.
like people would always be like, I started a job that I started as a barista over there at
Barnes & Noble.
Barnes & Noble. I
Yeah.
did that for a couple years. And it was so much fun. But everybody was always like, you've done this before? I'm like, no, I've never
No.
done this before. And they're like, I'm like, because I
How
pick
are you
up
so
things.
good at it?
Because I pick up things when I'm moving that I don't pick up just sitting there listening to
Right,
it or
listening to
watching
somebody
it.
tell
or
me.
or the best thing for me to, first of all, the best thing for me to do is to do it. If I can't do it, let me watch somebody else do it.
Yeah. And
But-
then watch me do it.
Watch me do it, and then give me a chance to try it.
And then let me do it on my own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
That's the Orff method.
well, I mean, that's really it. I think
Yeah.
I don't think I'm the only one. I think
Yeah.
there's a lot of me out there. Now
Yeah.
that I've been in schools, I kind of realize there's a lot of us
Oh, yeah.
whose attention. I mean, I think I used to think attention span was and I always thought it was like something that's just something people say. It's not real. It's not a real thing. People just say it. Like when I was a kid, like I really did
Yeah.
think like,
You're like,
pay attention. Well, what does that mean?
yeah, I don't understand that. What am I talking about?
I don't know. They could have been talking a different language. I didn't know. I was like, are they pretending to pay attention? They're just pretend. That's what I would do. I would pretend.
I'll just
But
pretend
in
to pay
my
attention.
mind, I would be completely somewhere else.
Yeah, like,
doing
man,
something
what?
else or thinking about something else
Yep.
or yeah. I was a good little performer, little actor sitting there at the desk pretending like I'm listening, and I'm not listening at all.
Yeah.
Nod
Okay.
once in a while.
Look at the board, nod.
Pass a note to my friend.
You never did that.
I did. Drawing pictures.
Drawing pictures.
That was usually a lot of it. I drew a lot of pictures. I
Oh my gosh.
write little. I just write my name 10,000 times
Yeah.
till it looked perfect. I just y'all
so
don't know.
funny.
It's so funny, and to think that I would wind up in school. It's just
I know.
hilarious to
I know.
me. If y'all knew,
Like some of the worst students end
I
up being
bet that's-
teachers.
But see, I think that there's a thing for that because you know what? You can understand.
Yeah, the ones
when
that are struggling.
someone really has a hard time
Yeah, 'cause
with
you're
this,
there with
that, or
them.
the other.
Yep.
Yeah, I got that too, sweetie. I get you. I get you. And I can honestly listen better if I'm drawing a picture.
Yeah.
At least I'll be able to catch a few things that you're talking about. Don't ask me 10 minutes after the meeting's over. It's gone. But
Yeah.
yeah.
That's funny. Well,
In conclusion,
we kind of went.
tangent.
That's what happens. That's our ADHD brain. Sorry.
Well, we enjoy it.
Yeah,
we
we do.
enjoy ourselves.
We hope you enjoy it.
So, yeah, subscribe. Please tell us how you met your significant other.
That'd be good. Those are some
We'd
good
love to
stories.
hear those. Oh, I love to hear those kind
And
of stories.
questions. And please send us questions.
Yes, we love the questions. The questions are absolutely our
They're
favorite.
the best. They're the
Yes.
best thing ever. So you guys have a good day.
Thank you. Bye.